हॅलो. आज कंटिन्यू करतोय आपण पुढचा लेसन. आता काल आपण डिस्टन्स टाईम ग्राफ फॉर युनिफॉर्म मोशनसाठी बघितलं होतं. युनिफॉर्म मोशन म्हणजे काय? ज्या मोशनमध्ये इक्वल डिस्टन्सेस इक्वल इंटरवलमध्ये कवर होतात. नाव टुडे वी आर गोइंग टू सी डिस्टन्स टाईम ग्राफ फॉर नॉन युनिफॉर्म मोशन. इट मीन्स the object covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time. You can compare the tables of both. See, in first table, distance covered in every 10 seconds is 5 meters. At 0 second distance was 0 meter. 10 seconds it was 15 meter. At 20 seconds it was 30 meter. At 30 seconds it was 45 meter. That means after every 10 seconds the distance changes by 15 meters, not 5, 15 meters. There is uniformity. But what does this table show us of non-uniform motion? For 0 second the distance was 0. For 5 it was 7. For 10 seconds it was 12. For 15 it was 20. That means there is no any uniformity. It is called as non-uniform motion. In first graph you could have straight line starting from 0. Inclined line was there, but in non-uniform motion you are not going to get any straight line. You will have some zigzag type line, because it is not directly proportional. Here distance and time are not directly proportional in non-uniform motion, but in uniform motion distance is directly proportional to time. You have to draw this graph also in your notebook or in the textbook. Next graph is velocity time graph for uniform velocity. Okay, this graph is already drawn in your textbook. On x-axis time is represented in hours. On y-axis velocity is represented in kilometer per hours. Okay, here velocity is same. A train is moving with uniform velocity of 60 km per hour. The velocity of train is 60 km per hour. The velocity time graph for this uniform motion is shown here. Okay, the velocity is 60. There is horizontal line at 60 kilometer. After 2 hours the velocity is 60. After 4 hours also the velocity is the same, 60. It is a horizontal line, velocity time graph for uniform velocity. Next, last graph is velocity time graph for uniform acceleration. Here again velocity and time are directly proportional to each other. In the case where we get straight line passing through origin, in that case the two terms are always directly proportional to each other. Again see the table. In the first 0 seconds the velocity is 0 meter per second. In next 5 seconds the velocity is 8 meter per second. In next 5 minutes the velocity is 16. That means there is difference of 8 meter per second every time. That is uniform acceleration, and hence you have shown here a straight line which passes through O. Here again here again velocity and time are directly proportional to each other. Next, the most important point of this lesson is equations of motion using graphical method. There are 3 equations of motion. See on the page number 8. This is page number 8, and there are 3 equations shown here. V is equal to u plus at, s is equal to ut plus half at square, v square is equal to u square plus 2as. These 3 are called as equations of motion. You have to learn all these equations and their relationships. The relationship is given next immediately after that equation. v is equal to u plus at. This is the relation between velocity and time. This line is also important. V is equal to u plus at. This equation represents the relation between velocity and time. Second equation, s is equal to ut plus half at square. This equation represents relation between displacement and time. Third equation, v square is equal to u square plus 2as. This relation represents relation between displacement and velocity. Now the question arises, what is v, what is u, what is a, and what is t, what is s? Okay, so let us move on these concepts. Suppose an object is in motion along a straight line with initial velocity u. U is the symbol used for initial velocity. V is the symbol used for final velocity. T is the time and a is the acceleration. Then what is s? S is the displacement. Learn all these symbols, what they represent. Now next question, next concept, derivations of these three equations. Derivations. V is equal to u plus at. How it comes? S is equal to ut plus half at square and v square is equal to u square plus 2as. You have to derive these equations. There are very less chances that this question appear in exam, but as it is given it is in your portion, we have to prepare it. Okay, let's go for first equation. Equation describing relation between velocity and time. First equation, v is equal to u plus at. This equation describes the relation between velocity and time. There is one graph given over here, velocity time graph. This figure shows change in velocity with time of uniformly accelerated object. The object starts from point D. Look at the graph. Origin point is O, and above that point there is one marked point D. Object starts from D and its initial velocity is u. Okay, its velocity keeps increasing and after time t it reaches B. The object started from D and it reaches to B. Inclined line is shown by this distance. Inclined line is used to show this distance. Okay, now what to do next? The initial velocity of object is u. Initial velocity is u. It is represented by OD. Initial velocity is represented by OD. Final velocity is v. Final velocity is v, which is marked at point C, and it is represented by OC. Okay, time is t. Time which is expressed on the x-axis by point capital E. Time is t, which is represented by OE. Now acceleration is equal to change in velocity upon time. We have seen the formula of acceleration, change in velocity upon time. Then what is change in velocity? Final velocity minus initial velocity. Final velocity is v, initial velocity is u. Then instead of v put OC and instead of u put OD. Time is t. Okay, now what is OC minus OD? Look at the graph. OC minus OD, what we get? CD, right? OC minus OD, we get CD. Look from the graph. Therefore write OC minus OD is equal to CD upon T, right? CD upon T, which is equal to A. A is equal to CD upon T. After cross multiplication, CD is equal to AT. Draw a line parallel to y-axis passing through B. We have to draw a line parallel to y-axis, that means vertical line which passes through B. Okay, this will cross the x-axis in E. Draw a line parallel to x-axis passing through D. first we have drawn a line parallel to y-axis which passes through B and touches at E, that is BE is parallel to y-axis, and then we have to draw line parallel to x-axis which passes through D, that means DA is parallel to x-axis. From the graph, BE is equal to, what is BE? BE is equal to BA plus AE, right? Therefore, velocity, small v, final velocity, as, look here, as BE is equal to CO. They are vertically opposite, they are opposite sides. BE is equal to CO. Okay. BE is equal to CO. Then what is BE? BA plus AE. BE is equal to AB plus AE. V is equal to CD plus OD. Similarly, AB plus AE is equal to CD plus OD. What is CD? CD is AT from equation 1 and OD is U. Okay, this is how we get the first equation, V is equal to U plus AT, right? Next we are going to see equation describing the relation between displacement and time. Second equation, S is equal to UT plus half AT square. Again we have to refer to the same graph 1.9. Let us suppose that an object in uniform acceleration A and it has covered the distance s within time t. Okay, the object has covered distance s within time t. From the graph, the distance covered by object during time t is given by area of quadrangle DOEB. DOEB. This is a trapezium. S is equal to, displacement is equal to area of quadrangle DOEB. DOEB is equal to area of a rectangle. This total figure DOEB is divided into two parts, one rectangle DOEA and one triangle DAB. And addition of these two is equal to total area of DOEB. Now, what is the formula of area of rectangle? Length into breadth. Yeah, right. Length is OE and breadth is AE. Therefore, instead of area of rectangle, we have written AE into OE. And what is area of triangle? Half into base into height. Here, half into base is AB and height is AD. Okay, now replace the values. AE is equal to U. Why U? Because AE is equal to DO and DO is U. Therefore, AE is equal to U. OE is equal to T. OE and DA both are same, therefore they both are equal to T. AB is equal to CD. Right, AB is equal to CD, and we have proven that already CD is equal to AT. Therefore, AB is also equal to AT. Now put all these values in the equation, and the second equation will be S is equal to UT plus half AT square. Okay, we are going to stop here. If you have any doubt regarding these two derivations, feel free to ask me. I will show it on the paper. If you are not getting in this way, I will show it you on the paper. There will be oral session tomorrow. You have to learn all the definitions till date. Definitions, SI units, formulae, these three equations and which relation they represent. Okay. There is one English grammar test on 9th of May. It will be online test. I will give the details of this test today. Let us stop.